invasion in 3, 2, 1.
Greetings, invaders. My name is Scott. This is Book Invasion. Thank you for joining me. Today we're going to be talking about a new sci-fi novel called The Future Is Yours by Dan Frey. So this book is about two friends, Ben Boyce and Audie Chowdhury, who have developed a computer through quantum computing that can predict the future. So what can go wrong? Well, a lot of things. So the book starts out with you going into like a Supreme Court hearing with Ben Boyce, one of the co-founders of The Futures, what they've called their company, The Future, where they are planning on selling this technology to the masses and making it a consumer-wide thing. And so you understand through these court proceedings that Ben and his partner, Audie, Ben is the only one present at the court proceedings, so we know kind of something has happened. And so through the story, we get to know the origin of how the computer was built, and Audie being the brains, Ben Boyce kind of being the voice and the PR personality to it, how they kind of get this thing off the ground, from just starting to finding the funding, to finding the facilities, who they need to kind of hire to be part of their company, who they can trust, and how they can use this technology to, either get an edge on the competition, how they can use it to their advantage, but also not use it to disturb the timeline, and if that technology can disturb a timeline. So they do some testing on a smaller to larger scale of, okay, I can see events that happen tomorrow, so let's go see if we can stop them or interfere with the timeline. And so they kind of go through that process with different and varying results. Okay, so we tried to stop X from happening. Did we really stop it, or did it just happen another way? And so there's a really cool kind of aspect of that. Like, are we really in control? Can we modify the timeline from the knowledge we've learned from this, or do what we see through this technology, is it going to happen no matter what? And there's nothing we can do to prevent it. And how can we use that knowledge to benefit people? Like, how can we sell that and market it and stick it on people's shelves? So the morality question comes into play, and also the technological question comes into play. It's like, if you know what's going to happen 10 years down the road, why bother? So there's a lot of things that happen incidentally from knowing the information that they see in the future that obviously can affect your psyche immensely and make you either just not want to live anymore, or do something different and see how you can change that, if at all. And so there's a really cool concept in play here of, if you have something in front of you that you can see the future in, how do you use that? Do you look up your own future? Do you look up someone else's future? And how do you play that into your daily lives? Do you want to see your future? And in this book, in this scenario, obviously people do. There's, it's selling shares and people are investing in it a whole lot, but is it really for the greater good? So as the novel goes on and the technology that they've built starts to deteriorate, and there are anomalies, there are things that do not happen as was predicted from the device, and so there's kind of a crumbling and a fallout that happens, and you get to see that kind of at play between not only the friends, Ben and Audie, but also kind of the Silicon Valley bubble that's all eyes on this technology. And then from that to happen, and in the beginning of the book, from the court proceedings, they're kind of in trouble on what they're doing. So there's a whole really cool aspect that's at play here. I really liked the way that this played out. There's a lot of transcriptions of emails through here, transcriptions of Tumblr posts and court proceedings. It's told through that kind of story where you get a lot of the communication back and forth between people, text messages and things like that. So it's kind of a mixed media format, the way that the book is written. I listened to the audiobook, which really kind of came through really well because each of the characters is narrated by a different person. So that really played awesome for me. So I would definitely recommend that if you do like some kind of those time travel stories and touching on different technologies that don't span too far, that are kind of a little smaller scale, what would happen if somebody had invented a technology for you to see in the future, that you would check this out. It's definitely a cool concept. So if you do like time travel stories, kind of on a small scale and the morality of it, where you're not traversing and changing the whole world, but just in a particular person's unit. Another book I would recommend you check out is The Oracle Year by Charles Sewell. This book tells a story about a man who wakes up one day with 108 predictions of the future in his head. And they all start to come true, and how he handles and deals with that, and who's coming after him for that knowledge. So those are all my thoughts on The Future Is Yours by Dan Frey. Really an awesome book. Check out some of the interviews with the author too, and how he talks about what they're doing with this new Google X technology. There's a lot of things that this is based on kind of in reality, kind of what people are going after. So is this something that is happening? Do we have this technology? Is it being developed? Is it being worked on? Some of those type of questions kind of come raised to my mind immediately. So that was really awesome. So definitely check out The Future Is Yours by Dan Frey if you want some kind of time travel-y goodness. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.